Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Movies Are Real for the exciting month of January 2024. I hope you brought your little snorkels and your little wading little guys things, you know. What are those guys called?
Pool floaties?
Pool floaties, you know what I'm saying? Because we're going
Water wings?
deep in just a rich month of films. So many films. We can't, so many motion pictures to talk about. Ryan Lance, how are you?
Whoa.
Yeah. How are you doing?
How did I get here?
Whoa! I don't know anything about movies. What's up, Ryan? How you doing?
I'm here. I just found out about movies and I'm ready to talk about them.
Okay, great. Well, you're going to love this film called Argylle. We're not talking about it today. But I'll promise you, it's going to be very good.
Oh my god, I would love it if the idea of a person who's only seen one movie and it's Argylle. Like, have you seen Argylle?
From what again, we're not talking about that movie this podcast. And from what I heard the ending, that person would probably not watch movies
I was
ever,
gonna say,
ever again.
Be like, wow, this is what movies are. That's a little much.
Carrie, what's up? How's it going?
It's going good. Feeling the January vibes. Well, not anymore. It's February now, but in my post-January era.
As we'll talk about in the podcast. Immediately, it was fuck you, it's January. Just like, and then nothing. But it was like day 3, they're like, bam, January.
Thank God.
Yeah. But we're starting the new year, which means we gotta start preparing for our best of discussions, and Oscar nominees are out in the wild.
That's pretty much the only thing of interest in theaters right now, because I think
just catching up to everything that's nominated.
I think the only theatrical stuff was Mean Girls, which we didn't see, Beekeeper, which we didn't see, and Night Swim, which we saw.
Opening night. Obviously.
Opening night. But I can't think of anything else new that came out. I think those were like the same week or something, right?
Probably, I think so, yeah.
Beekeeper and Mean Girls were, yes.
Yeah, and I think Night Swim was...
Night Swim was, again, the third day, which, again, I don't understand how they got that. Because,
Blumhouse locks in that day.
Yes, they absolutely locked, the first week.
Good.
I was just impressed with that. But yeah, I don't have any opinions about the Oscars to say, but the only thing I have to say is that this podcast is pretty caught up, other than Maestro. I believe everyone's caught up except Maestro for the Best Picture.
I still need to watch Holdovers, but
you know what's that?
I need to watch American Fiction.
Yeah, American Fiction. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, yes, fuck you. It's January. The film that we've been talking to and alluding to is Night Swim. Produced from James Wan's Atomic Monster, but now Blumhouse's Atomic Monster. And Wyatt Russell, is he at all related to Kurt Russell?
Yup.
Yes.
Oh my, fuck you, that was a joke.
That's his baby boy.
Nepotism continues, baby.
Alright.
Wyatt Russell plays a younger Kurt Russell in that
Godzilla
show.
Monarch?
Yeah. Because he plays him in the calm
He's going the I don't know, what's the Tom Hanks brother that does all the roles that Tom Hanks doesn't want to do, for Toy Story cartoons and stuff?
Oh, right.
I was like, not Chet Hanks. Not Chet Hanks'
I don't
son.
remember his brother's name.
But yeah.
Okay. He does the toys
I
and
totally
stuff.
forgot about that. That's a good gig. Just living
Yeah,
off
exactly.
your brother's fortune.
He is understudy. But yeah, Night Swim. So what if a pool was haunted? Have you thought about that? No, this is not an R.L. Stein Goosebumps book. This is the first movie of the year.
In the Blumhouse office, do they have a board of what if this was haunted? And then what if a talking doll was haunted? No, we've done that. What if a mirror was haunted?
That's good. Speaking of a movie about a haunted mirror, this was based on a short film, I guess, which I have not seen.
I forgot to watch that.
It was a concept movie. Which I can get that as a concept, as a full feature film. Wow, that's something.
How dare you? What if we add a baseball B plot?
That doesn't
It goes
go
nowhere.
anywhere.
It goes nowhere.
So we all saw this, right?
We saw it together.
Okay,
Ryan.
it feels so long.
Ryan,
It's
what
true.
the hell?
So long.
That was one of the most fun. That was my favorite theater going experience of 2024.
Yes, it was on my list of 2024 movies.
It is
Best of 2024 for a month because
it's always a good moment in a movie where it is so ridiculously stupid that it just crosses the Rubicon or jumps the shark. Where the entire theater for the first time in unison, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Just we're all this is the stupidest shit in the world.
It made me think of when we only saw Slender Man opening night
Oh,
in that packed theater.
that was amazing.
That was a similar experience where the entire theater was laughing at the movie.
Yes.
So we have a pool that is haunted. We have this family. The father used to be, recently is no longer a active professional baseball player due to an injury he got. His wife is a teacher, I believe, something like that.
Yes.
Something.
Anyways, they're looking for a home to now settle down now that he's not, going around playing baseball everywhere. And they're trying to put down roots. And they see this house that, it has a pool. It has a pool, folks.
Seems a little too good to be true.
He can do his physical therapy
He can do his
in the pool.
In the pool. And then everybody's going to be like, you're the house with the pool.
The pool is the best thing that's ever happened to this family.
So yes, they fill the pool with water, and then weird stuff happens. Before the movie, before our main characters, we get a little flashback to the previous family who owned the home, and then someone just disappears in the pool. There's nothing else. The pool's haunted. It's an evil pool that corrupts people, corrupts the father in this film.
He becomes obsessed with the pool.
He becomes obsessed with the pool.
Which is so funny. It's just because people like that exist, but their personality is one thing. But for some reason, having Kurt Russell's son be like, God, I love my pool.
My pool is so cool. Don't you try and talk shit about my pool.
You guys want to get in my pool later? I have this awesome pool. Let's be the pool family, am I right? It's just so fun.
It is just ridiculous. Again, I was very proud of my Letterboxd. I'm surprised no one on Letterboxd made the joke before me. Maybe they did and they just didn't get popular. I thought it was going to be the first one. Was like, we bought a pool. Because that
was the best.
Because again, it's just, the movie knows it's ridiculous, but I wish it was even more ridiculous. I wish it went all the way. It has moments of just like, that is a wild thing to say about a pool.
But the spookiness doesn't do a whole lot. When he gets fully possessed by the pool, that was
awesome.
That had some mystical system to it. But for the most part, it's people they're in the pool and they're doing the get their head a little halfway out of the water thing. And then they get a glimpse of something just outside the pool. What? That happened 6,000 times. And on the second time, I was all right, I'm a little done with this bit because
it turns out there's not many visual scares you can do with the pool.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. And I don't know what else to say about this movie. Watch this movie if it's on Netflix or something, and you want to watch something stupid with friends.
Absolutely.
That's what this is. Again, it's a haunted pool. I don't know what to tell you, man.
It's awesome.
There's not a monster in there's an evil spirit, but there's not a creature or anything.
It's like getting water from a evil spring.
Yeah,
or something.
an evil spring. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told I have a coworker who likes bad spooky movies, and I told them about this. So her and her wife went to it at the new B&B theater.
Yeah.
And they went to the 4DX with the vibrating
Someone
chairs.
made a 40X codec for the night swim.
And they're like, Ryan, that was so amazing. Our seats were rumbling with the pool. It was amazing. And I was like, my God, I should have gone, but I couldn't see the pool movie
so
again.
You want to spend a $20 ticket for night swim at the 40X?
The 40
I would absolutely
experience.
do that.
So I think that's the proper way to watch the movie, but I think our experience was still just as good.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
That's all there is to say, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious what the short is. I'm curious what the short is like. So
I think the good comparison for the kind of Blumhouse movie it is. I think it's much more of a Wish Upon where it's just so.
I would have loved this movie more if it was Wish Upon.
Yeah, it's not as crazy
close.
as Wish
It gets
Upon.
close, though.
It doesn't feel as iconic, but it's still very funny.
Yeah.
I think this has the opportunity.
It feels like an Into the Dark Blumhouse thing to me.
Oh.
That's again, and this isn't a Blumhouse movie. I guess now it is because it got acquired, but I don't know. Why did James Wan choose this one? I don't know.
This is the man to make Malignant. I think you didn't remember that. Kerry, be quiet about Malignant.
George likes Malignant.
I do like Malignant.
I don't know whose team you think he's on.
There's no Malignant love in this household.
Maybe the man just has a soft spot for someone showing him a short film and then being like, "Can I make this into a full movie?" So you know what? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for someone to give me that shot. So sure. So yeah, that's Night Swim. We had nothing to say about it, and that's the only movie. January.
That's the only new movie we saw.
Yeah. So.
I mean, we could dive deeper if you.
Oh man, I don't know how to swim. So. Oh boy. Okay. American Fiction is on this list because Ryan and I saw it. Carrie, you still need to see it, as you mentioned.
I still need to see it.
Oh, this is a movie starring Jeffrey Wright about a writer who's having a bit of a struggle selling books, and there's another writer who has gotten super popular by writing a book to him that feels like pandering to like what people think the African American experience is like, or it's just like talking in a lot of slang, and it just like it makes like seem like cartoon characters. And we go through his journey of like actually he writes a book that is like essentially a cynical take on what he thinks that one book by that author played by Issa Rae in this film. Yeah, and it sells like crazy. And in between that, there's a lot of family stuff going on. That is like the B plot, but also the A plot.
That definitely feels
That's
like
the
the
biggest
family
weirdest
stuff
thing about
is like the main thing. Like
is the A plot actually,
and the B plot is
the book.
Him dealing with this book stuff on the side.
Yeah.
Because like there's a lot of family stuff going on here. Because he has like his mom and brother and sister and caregiver. I can't remember what.
She was like the family maid. I guess. Yeah.
Like they're all dealing with like, their own things.
Yeah.
And, he's dealing with his own things as well, but he has to like be there for all of that too, while also dealing with this book thing. So, and that's like not in the trailers at all. You think from the trailer that it's
about the book.
It's all this funny like ridiculous.
Honestly, most of the book stuff is in the trailer.
Yeah, honestly, and like the context does like I do like the context so you get more of like his cynicism. I like this a lot. I know George.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was okay. Yeah, that was my
I thought performances was great. I like I liked all the book stuff. Of him like writing and like thinking of ideas.
Yeah, there's not enough about that. They don't show that in the trailer, so I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about that. But they do some fun things.
They do
with
some fun stuff with that,
Yeah.
and I like. I love as someone who doesn't understand that experience. I like hearing I like hearing other people's thoughts on like that kind of stuff because that's something that like I would never really think too much about.
Yeah,
and I know there's like arguments where like maybe he's like too cynical and he should like let loose a little bit without being very vague about it.
That is ultimately like you are too cynical,
yeah.
bro.
But I like being like hearing the stuff from this character's point of view and thinking about the art and culture and the world and how people view this stuff through that perspective. Yeah, I think that's all very, very
the biggest
cool.
moment of conflict is when Jeffrey Wright's character and Issa Rae finally meet and talk about. That's probably the most interesting thing where I like sort of deconstruct how this character views like her work and then her like rebutting to like what he has to say, and that's probably the most. I guess that's the climax of the movie. I don't even know. But yeah, for me, I think the A and B plot just didn't work for me. I don't know. I was much more interested in like seeing what the movie would do with the B plot being the book and him dealing with his the main character is the character who was like super cynical, decided to exit himself from the family in order to pursue his career. He becomes super engulfed in it, and he never checks back in on his family. So he's a stranger essentially, and so it's him coming back, picking up the pieces at the same time while he's having this sort of identity crisis and slump in his career. And yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine. I didn't love it. I'm shocked it was Best Picture, but okay, cool, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's still worth watching, definitely. And I think Jeffrey Wright's great. I don't know if he does anything like if he doesn't. I don't know if he pulls a performance that like the best I've seen of Jeffrey Wright. I don't.
Yeah,
I
he doesn't
mean-
have like a moment. Like
No.
most like best picture actors like have like a moment scene. for,
Yeah,
like, all
no,
the
there's not a big
stuff.
scene in this movie. No.
And like there's like parts that are like very good, but like it's not like a
The ending,
know,
kind of, but
Yeah. you can't show that. That spoils way too much of the
Yeah.
movie.
So yeah, I don't know. I thought it was fine. Yeah, American Fiction. It's all right. Ryan liked it.
I liked it a lot. It's very good.
Kerry. This movie was sort of got kind of snubbed with the Oscar nomination.
Yeah, I thought it would. I mean, I don't know if I had seen it yet when the nominations came out, but I was really pulling for Andrew Scott because I
Yeah.
love Andrew Scott. But
All of Us Strangers. Yeah.
We follow Andrew Scott, our main character, who is a writer, and he lives in this new apartment building that has like just opened. It's this huge building, and it's seemingly just him and one other guy living here, and that's Paul Mescal. And Andrew Scott is trying to compose this project that he's writing about his parents and his own life. And so he's going through old memories, and his parents died when he was like 12, I think, and he's in his 30s now. And so he winds up going and walking around his old town, and he goes to his old family home and finds his parents there, alive and well. But he's just there to... And then it's sort of played like this is him having this experience as a way to work through his past and his trauma to write about it, but also it's him having these conversations with his parents that he was never able to have. So it's like 20 years on of him now as a fully out adult talking to his mom about it, and he remembers her as being a certain way, so he has to have these conversations with her where she's still in like a 20 years ago mind frame about being gay. And so it's just him trying to work with his parents to work through his past, but also forming a relationship with Paul Mescal, who is in the building with him, and him trying to overcome his inclination to always be closed off. So he sort of leans on Paul Mescal, and Paul Mescal sort of leans on him. It's a very heart-wrenching but beautiful movie, and the ending is devastating. I will just let you know.
Hell yeah.
And it seems like almost cruelly so devastating, but it's a really good movie. So hard to recommend, but I love Andrew Scott.
Emotional tearjerker.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it as emotional as like a similar Paul Mescal? What was his movie last year?
Oh, After Sun?
After Sun, yeah.
The
The ending felt like, oh, that
Yeah, that was a rough one.
That
Huh?
implies
Yeah.
some bleak stuff.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay.
Interesting.
Comparable for sure.
Paul Mescal playing sad gays.
Yeah.
2
But
years
yeah.
in a row, baby.
Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott have amazing chemistry, and I could see someone saying that some of the script ventures into kind of corny territory, but I never really felt that too much. It's just a lot of him confronting these issues that he never got the chance to confront with his parents, and asking them questions about things he was scared about or wondered about as a child, and him trying to work through what their responses might have been. It's really cool. It's a cool movie. It's based on, I want to say, a Japanese book called Strangers, I believe. I don't remember the author, but...
I saw someone I saw a jokey tweet that sort of spoiled something for this movie, and I was like, huh, okay. So I'm kind of want to feel like I kind of just want to watch it now because of that joke tweet, because I was like, okay, interesting. But yeah,
It's good.
All of Us Strangers.
Highly recommend.
Snubbed.
Big time snub, because Andrew Scott is so good.
At least for best actor snub.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I think it wasn't nominated for like anything.
You know, it did
I
not
can't
get
remember
anything. I didn't see it. It got kind of completely.
Boo.
Yeah.
Just like Ferrari. Boo.
But-
No, that movie is-
I didn't see that, but
I think it got something, actually. I don't know what it was.
Really?
Probably sound.
It might be sound. I don't know.
Most funny trailer.
It's fucking epic trailer, man. It's so good. I love it.
Maybe visual effects.
Oh my. No, maybe not. Okay. I don't know what this is here. Fallen Leaves is the next movie on our list. I don't know what this is.
It's one that I saw.
Oh, I saw your review about this, and I can't believe I can't wait for you to get into.
I'm gonna talk
Okay.
about that. That's the main reason I put it on the list, because it's a smaller movie. I think it's Finnish. I want to say. I think it was nominated at the Golden Globes, but it's mainly about these two characters who. It's like a slice of life, very, very toned down romantic movie, but it's these two characters who each are kind of the sort of insular, quiet one of their group, and then they sort of happenstance meet each other, and then they want to try and get back together and meet each other. But we have our main girl who is she works at like a grocery store, and she's a little more quiet, keeps to herself, and then we have the guy who works in like construction, but he's a little more, he's kind of overly dependent on alcohol, and he's a little bit of a fuck up, but they kind of find each other, and it's a lot. I like how toned down it is. Like, it just feels very real, true to life, but it sort of follows the adventure of them meeting, going on a date, and then they do this thing where she never tells him her name, and she just gives him her phone number. Is like, call me again and we'll go out again, and then he loses the phone number, so then they're like trying to reconnect, and she's like, why didn't he call? And he's like, God, I'm an idiot. But I wanted to talk about it because in this movie, the way that it's presented is also very something that I enjoy, where everyone talks pretty flatly. Like, I don't know if it's a super like deliberate choice, but it's just all very calm. There's no yelling or anything. But on their date, they go to the movies, Ryan, and she's like, you can pick what movie, that's fine. And then it cuts to them being in the theater, and the movie is playing, and so we're watching the movie, and it's The Dead Don't Die. It was me and two other people in this theater. I started losing my shit. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It was the scene at the end where he's like looking through the binoculars and sees all the zombies fighting, and it's like, you see Adam Driver and Bill Murray and all the zombies attacking them, and it cuts to our two main characters in the theater watching it. And then it cuts to them leaving the theater, and the guy's like, did you like the movie? And she's like, yes, I loved it. I've never laughed so hard in my life.
It's very surreal. It's very Kerry.
I was like, whoa.
That is such a pick.
So specific.
It's not like it's like recent, but not like super recent too.
No,
So
it's a very weird poem.
It's like the perfect like distance from like, huh. I was not expecting that.
She was like, that was a lot of zombies. Those two cops wouldn't have been able to So, just for that alone, I recommend this movie. I've never been more quickly endeared to a film so wholeheartedly than when they did that. The best thing that's ever happened.
Pretty good.
Jesus Christ.
Also very surreal. It's like very like, is this a dream? What is happening right now?
Did they steal my information and make this movie just for me?
They get, when someone buys a ticket, they scan their. It's like
so if I watch it like Vanilla Sky.
I love Vanilla Sky. Did you see Michael Shannon in the background of that one scene?
I did. I love him. He was such a good security guard.
It's like Magician's cold reading. It's like, did someone post on Facebook recently? I didn't watch it, but that their dad's dead. It's like, oh, my dad died. That's crazy.
Oh, I'm really happy that you had that experience, Kerry.
That was amazing. The power of cinema.
Alright, and then the last movie, I can't fucking believe it. This has to be a record episode. Holy shit, dude.
Fuck you.
Oh my god. Jonathan Glazer's The Zone of Interest. Finally, The Zone has come to everybody's movie theater. As this movie was nowhere to be seen in wide distribution for a long time.
Especially for an A24 movie.
Yeah, they really held this one for a while. And Jonathan Glazer's not doing a lot of interviews either. So I don't know. But yes, Jonathan Glazer, director of Under the Skin.
Mhm.
Yes, I wanted to say
Sexy Beast.
Sexy Beast.
I've not seen it. It's been on my list for a while.
And Birth, yes. And Sexy Beast, which apparently is getting a Peacock remake.
Oh.
And it is just like it's just like an ABC show or like a
That's never what you want to hear.
And so
about
people
your
were like,
movie, it's getting a Peacock
and so as I
remake.
understand from what I've seen since, like that is not a movie you would remake into a television show. It's being turned into a series.
Weird. I mean, I don't even know what the movie's about.
I will say a side note.
Like it's surreal as a Jonathan Glazer movie. It looks like it. Yeah.
For Peacock series, there's a TED series right now, and out of boredom I watched it, and that show was way better than.
That's what everyone said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I've been seeing.
My favorite joke, it's set in like the past, is this joke where they're in Boston. It's like, oh, the Spotlight team's doing a wonderful interview about the church. You guys should go talk to them about that. And that's the whole thing. It's like, what a specific, wonderful joke.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh, man. But The Zone.
The Zone of Interest. Yes, this is a movie about, I guess, a thing I did not know was a real thing. But it's a house that is essentially right next to Auschwitz, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. It's essentially the house where the commander or whatever the hell stays. It might have, as I understand, it was a vacation house beforehand because there was the diary where they had a bunch of people writing about their stay there, so it was unclear because it's definitely not just a house. Like people come, like it's a transit, like people pass through it and stay for a bit. And I think now
it's like who's ever in charge of the facility,
exactly, or something like that because there's a little diary. And so Sandra Hüller is in this as well. Hot new upcoming actress. And so so we follow the family of the leader. Again, he probably has a historical name. I don't remember any of their names.
I think.
Something. Them just living a normal suburban life while they live next to Auschwitz.
If you turn the volume up, you hear.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's the biggest thing about this movie. Yes, I mean this movie is like all sound pretty much. Most of it is sound. They spent a lot of time doing that instead of like they don't show you the stuff. It's just like in the background, the periphery. I mean the beginning of this movie again, fucking wild. It's gonna be interesting as a lot of people now start doing their. I'm gonna watch all the Oscar movies. I'm gonna go to a theater, especially like older folks. I know like to do that and like when the first 5 minutes of this movie, it's like
2 minutes of silence. How many fucking theaters are gonna get people going up and like the movie's broken?
Exactly.
When that happened, I thought of like all those like weird like Logan Paul like reviews of films because it's like this movie was so boring. Nothing happened in Nope. And it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of people like that being like, what is this zone? What's happening?
Looking forward to the Twitter threads.
But yeah, and like a Jonathan Glazer, it is still a surreal movie. It is it has a lot of visually striking moments, which I think is also a thing he's known for. I mean, he still does commercials and music videos, I guess, but he came from music videos, so but unlike Michael Bay and David Fincher also came from music videos. But unlike he does really striking weird shit with it. I don't know. Ryan, what'd you think of The Zone?
I think it's I talked about this a little in my review, but I have so much trouble being saying like things about movies on this subject
Of the Holocaust?
Just because like it's so like what like it's like, oh, this movie's awesome. It's about the Holocaust. Like, that doesn't feel good. It's saying that. Like, so it's like it's a very well made film and all the sound stuff is good. But in if you like Oscar stuff and good films, watch it. But I just I have trouble articulating like the other stuff just because what it's about.
Yeah. Kerry, what'd you think then?
I think the movie's really impactful, and I think it's awesome.
Oh no!
No, I just really it's not something that I agree with Ryan. It's not something you can really say that you enjoyed, but it's really cool to experience a piece of cinema that is just so unique, but also so affecting, and it's just like. This feels important and difficult and wow.
It has its vision and it sticks to it like all the way through, which is very bold because you know, a lot of people want to see this stuff, especially nowadays, it seems. So just having everything pushed to the background
Mm-hmm.
is a very, and, you know, keeping that, but not like having like a moment where like you go like into the place and like see like, oh shit. Because, so...
Yeah,
it's the Holocaust.
I think that's part of what it conveys so effectively. Just being, you have to watch it and you have the experience of like, oh, I kind of see what these people are about. They're just a family living in this house. But then it's like, well, no, they're horrible and they're committing this atrocity. But it's like, it's so easy to distance yourself from these horrible things that happened in the past.
100%.
That's in the past.
100%.
That wouldn't happen today. It would 1,000,000% happen today. It's currently happening today. So I think that movie conveys it super effectively. Just to let you know, hey, atrocities are committed by human beings.
Yeah, exactly. By hanging out with them, you get like, they're not cartoon evil. Like, they're people that
they do regular family stuff.
Yeah.
Which is very
she talks about her garden.
I think the movie's great. It's like you mentioned, Kerry, like it's very much like cinema. It's like go to a movie theater and watch this and just like be in a room with a bunch of people uncomfortably sitting for those 2 minutes where you're just like, it's so weird, like, and people like ordering popcorn. It's like, this is so weird. What do we do? It's so strange.
It's so dystopian seeing this movie at an Alma house. Being like, should I get the loaded fries? That's why I didn't order any food.
It's very weird. But yeah, I think like it's not a movie that revels in its like, oh, we're gonna show you some fucked up shit.
If Aronofsky made this movie, it'd be very different.
My God, I'd kill
I fucking
myself.
hate that guy.
Oh yeah.
Fuck that
Fuck.
idiot.
But yeah, yes, it is a movie that is very deliberate. It is very careful. It has a style, but that style is it doesn't feel like it doesn't intrude in the story they're trying to tell, which is a story about essentially the Holocaust. And the decision, I don't know how I feel about I guess the ending is uncomfortable, and I guess maybe that's why I didn't love it, because I don't know what, and maybe it asks a lot about I don't know, like just how time in our own lives and just the way we look at history and the way we look at horrible things that humans did, and now we learn about it, and it's just history, and we look at it behind some glass or read about it in a textbook, and we just become so distant to it, right? And this movie hopes to be like, all right, like we're not going to pelt you in the head with a bunch of violent imagery in order to make you feel something. We're just going to show you the banality of being this horrible. And hoping that affects you, and hoping that it doesn't make it seem so fantastic, so long ago, or so impossible for it to happen again. I guess my point was like, I don't know how I feel about the ending, because like I said, it's really uncomfortable, and there's I don't know. I haven't fully worked out my thoughts, but that ending is a lot. But I loved the moments where it gets super stylized and surreal, where we like the scenes at night where we have a character who is essentially like trying to leave supplies for the people in the Holocaust, not the Holocaust, in Auschwitz, and it gets like the super high like contrast, black and white, bizarre soundtrack.
I read an article on The Guardian that was about this movie, and that was based on Jonathan Glazer met with a 90-year-old person who was part of the Polish resistance, I believe, and she would actually do that. She would take apples and put them around inside the camp for workers to find.
Interesting.
And the part in the movie where she finds that like piece of music that like actually happened, and that's like the actual piece of music that she found, and I was like, that's dope as hell. Because I remember watching the movie and being like, I understand what's happening, but I don't know what this is, and then just reading that I was like, whoa, that's very... So it's cool to know that he went so... Because, I mean, he's been working on this movie for a long time. Yeah. It's so cool to know that it's very thought through and very...
It is a weird movie. I think a lot about I think I've mentioned this 3 times in the podcast, but with Jennifer Lawrence, I know it's weird bringing her up, but she said like she likes Elf a lot because Will Ferrell's commitment to the bit, and you don't know, but when you're doing it, you don't know it's funny until it's made.
Right.
I imagine when you're making this movie about the Holocaust, and at a certain point when you're in the production crew, like, so when are you going to show the bad shit? Like, when are you, like, because it's all audio, it's all subtle, it's all subtle, so it's like, you don't, I imagine you're making it's like, I sure hope Jonathan and crew know what we're doing here, because we're just hanging out here, talking about dinner and shit, and it's weird.
And I mean, I read that that most of the camera work was just, like, cameras that were mounted inside the house, so there wasn't even, like, production team in there with them filming them, so it just probably felt extremely surreal and crazy.
So it's like, I gotta put all my trust in this director. He's not gonna make me never be able to work again.
But yeah, Zone of Interest. It's great. It's fantastic. Very good. Lives up to the hype. Yeah. I would like to see another Jonathan Glazer movie that doesn't take about a decade. Because that guy makes bizarre films that I really, really, really love. So yeah, that's all for January, folks. Pack it up. You didn't see Mean Girls. I imagine it's fine, and I have nothing interesting to say.
I fell into a weird TikTok hole where everyone was complaining about how the main girl who plays Lindsay Lohan's role can't sing very well, and they're all upset because she sounds. I heard a couple clips, and she sounds like Emma Watson in New Beauty and the Beast. How it's all auto-tuned and bad. So I'm like, oh yeah, I would not enjoy watching that. Okay,
because Renee Rapp was part of the Broadway music.
Yeah, I think she was in the cast that just premiered like right before COVID happened. So she only got to do like a few performances, and then it got pulled. I think.
Yeah, and then probably Tina Fey was like, "You're really good. We should do this movie together." Yeah. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, we didn't see it, so we'll never know.
I probably won't. I'll probably skip.
I'll probably rewatch Mean Girls. Anyways. February. Argylle. Who is he? What's up?
Agent Argylle.
The bigger the lie, the spy.
The hotter the spy.
Well, you've all seen this, but we're not going to talk about it unless you really want to just flip it and talk about it now. But, yeah.
I am just flat. I don't know. I'm just flabbergasted at this movie.
I'm going to make an executive podcast. Is this a kind of movie where we have something interesting to say about it now that we'll forget in February? Where we also have to record the best of usually? Just talk about Argylle. Let's talk about Argylle. Okay. I want to know. Okay, so we're talking about Argylle.
Agent Argylle, Bryce Dallas Howard is a writer. She makes the Argylle series of spy books that are very popular, and she just made the new one, and she has all the things like, what's going to happen in the next one? But then, she's on the train, and he's like, oh, your stuff is based on, is you're predicting the future, and everyone's trying to go after you. This movie is insane. Like, it makes no goddamn sense. It's like imagine like you're reading a book and like each chapter ends with like an insane cliffhanger that's like, what the hell? How did they resolve this? And then the first line is like, thank God we got out of that one. It's like how I would feel people would talk about like Riverdale when they're like, the entire town was put under quarantine. Then the next episode they don't bring it up again. Like, that's how it feels. Because like this movie, there's so many twists and turns that like it feels meaningful, but it feels like it's supposed to be. But then, but you're so confused as to the context of what's happening that it doesn't make any sense.
There's just so much movie happening at you.
There is a lot, and it has that. If I want to give this movie everything, Matthew Vaughn is a very visual director. I would think like a more like fun and cartoony Zack Snyder-esque in terms of like loudness and brightness. And like that stuff all looks very good and technical. But like that plus the insane nonsense script just makes me not be able to like comprehend what's going on.
Right.
If that's fair. And then the reveal is a little confusing, but like, okay, let's like the reveal of who Agent
it's a lot of business.
It's a lot of business. The reveal of who Agent Argylle is, like, when they do that, then like they have to like a step back, like, hey, here's how why that is the case, and it's like a long experience to be like, this is what's happening, and also there's gonna be 4 more twists after this.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking exhausting. Kerry.
This movie's a little too long and a little too stupid.
Yeah, a little
That's
too
all I'll
stupid.
say. Because, like, there's parts of it that I really like. There's parts of it that are really funny. I love Sam Rockwell.
He
He's
makes the
fantastic in
movie. He makes the movie. Him being like a bumbling middle-aged Keanu Reeves type is like incredible. Like him just taking out like rows of room while also like looking like him is just incredible.
Yeah, and like maybe I'm dumb, but when I was watching the trailer, I was like, oh, so this is gonna be all Henry Cavill and John Cena.
Yeah.
It's hardly them, and it's mostly Sam Rockwell. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that? I would have been so much more invested. But I did still see it on night.
Yeah, we did still see it.
But I don't know how much more invested I guess I could have gotten. But yeah, it's a very stupid movie.
It was all about the mystery of who Agent Argylle is.
Yeah, and that was dumb.
Okay, and I'm not gonna watch this movie. No one's watching this movie. $6 million at first week, which means it's gonna end probably with $12 million at a budget of $200 million. Just catastrophic. Catastrophic.
So do you want to know who the real Agent Argylle?
Okay, what happens? Who is Agent Argylle, and what is up with this ending and post credits?
Okay, so halfway through the movie, it's revealed that the real Agent Argylle is Bryce Dallas Howard.
Okay.
And she has amnesia, and she's been writing her past without realizing it. But it gets but like that's confusing, and then like
that's already stupid.
It's already a lot, all right. But then like the way they explain why she's writing this and like who she's writing it for is like so like there's a lot of work you put into that.
I don't know who Sam Rockwell works for. It's like they're good guy spies, but then there's the bad guy spies who's run by Bryan Cranston.
It feels like the Bryan Cranston was like originally the good guys, but then they were like, we're gonna be bad actually. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, I guess. What are you? The US government? but then like there's some like rogue spies who are rogue but actually good, and it's nonsense. But like the movie ends, they save the day. What drove me crazy is like when they were about to like give Samuel Jackson the codes, which also I love him watching football. That's the best basketball. Sorry, that's the best part of the movie. There's like this big action scene, George, and as like they're trying to upload a file.
Yeah, they gotta get the file with like the entire dossier of the bad guy spies or something, and they gotta get it to Samuel L. Jackson because he's in charge of the good guy spies.
Yeah, and he's watching basketball, and he's like sitting in a chair with like his legs kicked up, and he's like lightly clapping, and it cuts him doing that like 4 times.
maybe they didn't know what he was gonna be doing.
So it's like, I'm just like, is that what people do when they watch sports, or are they just casually, yay? But like during that fight, like the last layer of twist where like she's also a sleeper agent, like that made me want to like pull my eyes out. Just let the movie end already.
Because we find out that what's her name? Catherine O'Hara, right? She's her mom, and there's like a big reveal in the middle where it's like, oh no, Bryan Cranston is her dad, and so it's like, whoa, but then we find out that they're not her parents at all. They just intercepted her in the hospital when she woke up with amnesia and showed her a little swirly video with like brainwashing footage to make her think she was a writer with anxiety. But then they also put in a little music box that is her sleeper agent activation song. So when we get to the final thing and they're trying to upload the file, she comes out with the music box, and then Bryce Dallas Howard starts beating the shit out of Sam Rockwell, and it's like, no, but
it's also like she was part of their evil team, but then like she decided to defect. But then they're like, did they know that she defected?
Right, and there's like,
so why brainwash her like twice, I guess? Because like they're telling her that she's this writer lady, but then they put an extra layer of brainwash on top. I don't know. It's so complicated. It's
very silly.
The end thing, everything's all good. There's 2 end things. Both of them are equally fascinating to me. And I looked on the Wikipedia. I don't know if this is who that character is supposed to be, but I'm just gonna take its word for it.
Go for it.
But she's doing the reveal of the final Argylle book. Everyone loves it. She's
doing like a reading,
and then she does questions from people, and Henry Cavill and John Cena, they're just Argylle characters,
right?
Yeah. So like we see them whenever she's writing, and then sometimes when Sam Rockwell is fighting, she'll see Henry Cavill like phase in and out because she's like Argylle,
Yeah.
and sometimes she'll see Argylle after she finds out that she's Agent Kyle, because her name's Rachel Kyle.
Yeah, funny,
Okay.
huh?
And she'll see him in her reflection, like giving her pep talks and stuff, but we don't actually see Henry Cavill.
Yeah, well, we're assuming that he's just a character,
Right.
but then at the end, a weird Henry Cavill with like a weird like
mullet,
like curly mullet and like a Texan accent, like stands up like, yeah,
he's like, I don't have any questions, but I'm sure you got some for me, because Bryce Dallas Howard sees him and she's like,
and like that's confusing.
Yeah,
and
that's
I was
like,
so
huh?
who's that supposed to be? And then according to Wikipedia, that's supposed to be the real Agent Argylle. I was like, what do you mean? This whole movie told me that was the real Agent Argylle.
huh?
And then after that, it says Argylle, Book 1, the movie, coming soon.
No. We cut to a
Oh,
post-credit scene where we're rolling up to a pub called the Kingsman Pub.
Oh my god,
And
I
he's
knew
like,
it. I
"Are
knew
you
it. I
shitting my
knew it.
ass?" And then this dude comes in and goes up to the bar and is like, "It's me, fucking
He says-
Tony Argylle."
Yeah. He
It's
says
me.
he's also Argylle.
Yeah,
And
and
it's like-
then it cuts to the poster
Yes, that's right.
of the book cover, and it says, Argylle, Book 1, Film 1, coming soon. And it's like, what?
Everyone in the theater was like, huh? Like, it was the loudest huh I've ever experienced. It was bizarre.
Because I was just immediately, well, I saw the Kingsman thing and I was like, oh, of course, stupid. And then that
We should've seen
happened
it
and I was
coming.
like, what? So I don't know if it was supposed to be like an in-universe trailer for when her movies get adapted, or when her books
Right.
get adapted to movies, or if that was just an ad. But like, there's no way.
There's
They're
no
gonna make
way.
another one.
So that means that this is existing in the same universe as the Kingsman, and then this
apparently.
is a book.
I
Based,
feel
it's a
like
movie
that's-
based on the book.
No
but
one knows.
But it could also be an actual legitimate, which no way. Like,
No way.
how did this happen? Matthew Vaughn is not a bad movie maker. Why did this happen?
This was my biggest thing when I was leaving the theater with Kerry, is like he makes like solid movies.
Yeah, they're
like,
fine movies.
He's a good like director, you know, but like his movies, especially the Kingsman movies, have not been like financially like, you know,
the big hits, they're like
people
fine.
don't-
Right.
people don't
People
like-
watch them.
Some people know about them, but they're
Yeah.
not like a mainstay.
And yet he's making his own cinematic universe with like 2 Kingsman movies, a prequel called The King's Man, and now Argylle, the secret like thing that has a fucking Iron Man 1 Samuel L. Jackson post credit we're assembling the Kingsman team credit scene. It's like, who does he know? Is he rich?
Probably.
What has happened? Well, Hollywood.
It's
big
very
wig.
strange. It's very strange because
I don't get how this is happening.
I don't know how Matthew Vaughn has somehow found a career where he was just like he's a reliable, fine director. His movies will always be okay. They will make decent returns, always fine. Why all of a sudden have this be $200 million,
Yeah.
laying it on the table, Dua Lipa, John Cena, Henry Cavill? Why this? And it just, man, I feel bad. I don't know. Like, why
and,
you do
and
this?
it's like I've read that he has plans for a third, like, official Kingsman movie.
Bro!
So it's like, what do you?
At this point, you might as
What's
well
happening?
remake Kick-Ass.
Yeah. Like, I don't get. I don't understand. Wouldn't you get tired of making 4 like
In the
action
same,
spy
like, why?
movies with the same like style and sense of humor too? I mean, this one's like PG.
I mean, again,
Right.
he's going out there and pitching movies. So I don't know. They'll be like, I would have been like, hey man, I make movies with modest budgets. They get a modest return. People eventually watch them. Like the people who watch them build over time on Netflix and shit. Let me just make this $50 million movie that'll do okay, and I can keep doing this forever, and maybe I'll do an X-Men again. I don't know,
Is
but
this
instead,
something that because
I don't know.
This is an Apple.
This is
name.
Apple,
So I wonder if
$200 million.
I wonder if they bought Kingsman and they want that to be their.
they were like, we need to go big. We're Apple, baby. I don't know.
We actually have unlimited money.
Because their big thing is like how many celebrities in this Apple original? How many
Yeah.
celebrities in this fucking dumbass reality show about whatever the hell?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, Argylle.
Argylle. I'm glad we talked about that.
Because again, I knew we were gonna forget all of that. It'd be
There's
like,
so much stupid
It's so
shit. in
I've
that
already
movie.
forgotten. So it's so exhausting.
It really is. It's juggling so many plates, and it keeps being like, surprise, she's actually gonna kill Sam Rockwell. I'm like, I don't what?
and at the same time, it's still fascinating. The dissection of marketing. Because the biggest problem, the movie could have been good, but on top of all the marketing being bad, the movie was not good and confusing and bizarre. So that's what. So because there's an interesting case study. Someone's gonna break down like what the fuck happened with the marketing for this movie because it became a meme based on one trailer and some posters. Everyone's like, "This is so bad. What is this movie about? Why the fuck do I care about Agent Argylle? What the Twisted Mind Matthew Vaughn? Okay, what the hell are you talking about?" Anyways, Lisa Frankenstein, Diablo Cody and Zelda Williams. Cole Sprouse.
Let's go. He escaped Riverdale.
Hell yeah!
I hope this is good. I hope it's
so
good.
excited.
I hope it's good. I'm not gonna set. I'm not gonna set my expectations too high. I hope it to be.
Too late.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
it has the weird like vibes of like a Jennifer's Body.
yeah, of course.
Which
Which is exactly
for.
why I hope it's good. That
Yes.
I don't want to set my
Please.
because I think if you set out to make the movie Jennifer's Body like. If you try to do that again, I think you're setting yourself up for failure. But I believe in you, Diablo and Zelda. But it just seems like it seems like you would be setting yourself up for failures. But I hope it's good. I hope it's good. So we'll see. Yeah.
Please.
The Promised Land. What's this? I don't know.
It's
what's
a
it?
new Mads Mikkelsen movie.
Oh
baby.
yes,
yeah,
it's showing right now.
It is showing right now. I almost went the last 2 nights, but every time I got off work, I'm like, I don't want to fucking go watch some probably boring movie about Mads Mikkelsen being a farmer. Or
Yeah,
whatever the
he's a
hell.
farmer. Something about potatoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
this
do
is
love
just
him.
what I need
I-
after
I-
a shift at work.
I love him so much, and I might still go see it if it keeps playing for another week, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta give your love some distance and be like, listen, man.
It's true. I mean,
Maybe make something a little more silly and I'll...
there's got to be a middle ground between boring as hell and you being Grundle Snatch or whatever.
just find that middle
Please.
ground, please.
Very bizarre thing that happened online as a new Death Stranding 2 trailer came out.
Oh,
Yeah, Kojima had to say like out loud, like, "Hey, Cliff's not gonna be in this
Oh, I
game."
saw that.
Because it's like, yeah, I played the game. I know, like he's
Yeah.
not, which is sad. I thought about it. That's a bummer, but that was a big thing where he would have to be like, "Guys, I'm sorry, if you played the game, there's no reason." Which is weird for Kojima himself being like, "Guys, I thought of every possible way to bring him back. I can't do it."
And he had to like retweet that tweet and be like, "Listen, if you understand and love the character like I know you do, you know he can't come back." I took a screen cap of that initial tweet and sent it to Greg, and I was like, "Bullshit."
This man's coming back somehow, we know it.
Oh man.
That trailer looked wild.
I still
I'm
haven't
so-
watched it.
I'm so
incredible.
excited.
I have not been. I was actually like, just yelling. Like I was like screaming.
It was like 10 minutes of
It was
nonsense.
amazing. It makes perfect sense to me as somebody who
Oh,
played
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But again, it was amazing.
We
I'm
should
very
show
excited to watch it.
Kerry
Yeah, I'll
after
watch
this.
it.
Oh
I
my-
I went to go watch it. I was like, 9 minutes. What the shit? So
Oh.
it's like,
Oh,
I'll
it's
watch that
so
later.
good.
And then I never did.
But yeah, my big. We're just talking about Death Stranding. I mean, my biggest concern, and I don't think this will be, was if they took out the packaging. If they didn't, if
No
they,
way.
that'd be
Yeah.
awful. Because
No way.
I-
That's the crux
it's-
of the
it-
game.
That's my favorite part.
it seems like the part of the game is that they tried to automate the deliver, but only one. But then, same poor Bridges, he actually, which would be great. That's exactly what we got. He's got to go back. We got to
He's
deliver.
gotta go find all the robot legs. Put it back online.
Anyways, movies, films. Out of Darkness. What is this? I don't know what this is.
It's my mom sent me a trailer and she was like, "This looks like something you would like." And it reminded me of The Ritual, that movie that came out a little bit ago. It seems like it might be set in like the Stone Age or something, but it's this group of people and they seem to be being harassed by some sort of large creature, perhaps an elder god.
Oh, that does sound good.
So
Okay,
it seems pretty
okay.
good. I've been seeing some ads for it. I don't know if it's gonna play around here, but we shall see.
Madam Web.
Yeah, baby.
I hope this movie is okay. I don't know what I want from this movie. I'm just gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want. I don't know.
I think you did this as well. I took the Alamo end of year survey thing, and when there's a section where it tries to gauge your interest on different films, and it's like, what about this one? And when Madden Web came up, I clicked, we'll probably skip, but I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys.
I want to be there day one. I want to experience this. Listen, we did it for Morbius. We gotta do it for Madam
That's
Web.
really actually true. If I'm gonna watch Morbius, I can watch Madam Web.
And I enjoy that. I enjoy that one because Dakota Johnson's doing the press tour for this movie, and she out of context it came off really bad, but essentially she said the thing I'm saying was like, at a certain point when you're making a movie, you just got to commit to the character, and you just got to trust it comes out good, because that's what she says. Like, I was in this full blue screen. I've never done this before, so I'm just go with God.
I don't know if what I'm doing is good or not.
Exactly.
Which is a bold thing to
Which
say.
is a bold thing to say, but I understand what she meant. I understand what she meant to say, because again, you just gotta, but yeah, I don't know. It's
It'll be funny, for sure.
Sydney Sweeney's in this. I don't know.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, people love her.
People love
she
her.
appears to be the Sony workhorse. She's in this. She's Nobody But You's getting a re-release again.
What?
Because it's made $150 million.
What?
Yeah,
It's a huge hit.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that was like, finally we're back, rom-com DLC.
Exactly. Yes, it's getting re-released with bonus footage.
What?
Yeah, like Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man. For Valentine's Day. Which is genius. Incredible genius. So it'll probably reach 200 million by the end of the
Doesn't
run.
Madam Web come out of? So there's gonna be a Sydney Sweeney double.
Yes,
Oh my
100%.
God.
100%. The sween heads out there.
Oh
which
my
I
God.
assume are just a bunch of weird dudes.
Weird dudes is like, yeah, Euphoria. I watch it for the plot. The plot.
Like, yes,
I
man.
love plot.
I love plot.
Nah. I don't know what I was gonna say. Anyways, Madam Web, I don't know what I expect. I'm gonna watch it. I hope there are moments.
Is this gonna be another Spider-Man spinoff where they don't bring up Spider-Man at all? Because this would be the fourth one.
If you made a Madam Web movie, it'd be very, very difficult not to bring
They
up
did it with Venom twice, though.
That's true. You're right. I haven't seen this movie, so I don't know.
No, there's no context.
But that
of
convenience store lady will definitely be in this movie.
100%. Although she was
the only thing I know about the movie about Venom. That's the only thing I know, that there's a convenience store lady.
There's a convenience store lady. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm just like this whole last year was like Marvel like struggling to like make a profit on stuff, and it got progressively worse. And I like the idea of Sony pushing out movies to try to like break them faster, because like the only official MCU movie this year is Deadpool 3, which will probably do well.
That's probably that's probably the win they need.
Yeah. If that doesn't do well, then they
Woo!
can stop.
It's over.
If the Deadpool heads don't come out for that,
Yikes!
then that's sad.
It's over.
But I just like the idea of like Sony intentionally making like, because this year they have Madam Web, Kraven, and Venom 3. Somehow there's a third Venom movie this year, and like, wow, incredible. Just break.
You just assume at some point Disney be like, "Can I pay you to not release
Yes.
that anymore?"
We don't want Kraven.
Paul Craven.
No one's wanting Kraven. You didn't need to delay it. It wasn't going to do better with Aaron Taylor Johnson doing press.
Oh man. Anyways, yep, Madam Web, I'm excited. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. God damn it. Somebody stop this. Capitalism. What the fuck? Which is my response to seeing that there's a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. And I saw this note. As I understand, Tigger is now in public domain, so that's why he's in this.
And I guarantee you a version of Mickey Mouse will probably be in the third
Steamboat
one of
Willie.
these. Yeah, the Steamboat Willie one.
Just throw him in there.
Hilarious.
I love how like the day that Steamboat Willie stuff happened, like 4 like spooky Mickey Mouse stuff got announced in like different, because there was like 2 movies and 2 games that got announced. Like,
it would be fascinating if a third party documented the making of these movies, because I would love to know just what is the spirit on set. Like, fucking, I don't know, man. Just kill her, put a girl in a hot tub. We'll kill her. It'll be great. Shoot that shit. I don't know.
Yeah, and you're Winnie the Pooh, and you can now summon bees.
Because
again, that's a thing Winnie the Pooh does in that movie. He summons a swarm of bees.
Not a thing.
Which I do not remember happening in the
He doesn't like bees at all,
That
actually.
was the end goal of his stoutness exercises.
Man, sidebar, I watched Winnie the Pooh, The Hunt for Christopher Robin, and it didn't age as well as I remember, which is a bummer.
Yeah, I don't.
But I'm sure the Tigger movie and the Heffalump movie are still fantastic.
Probably.
Winnie the Pooh, love that guy. So this is a real bummer also.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Also, oh yes. Also, why? Again, I always complain that, man, back when you could just buy like DVDs and Blu-rays were more like a big thing, and you had bonus features and stuff. Which is why I thought about someone documenting Winnie the Pooh, is because I saw some of the bonus features for Saw 3, and there's just a moment where the actress who plays the nurse in Saw 3 just complains to the director of Saw 3. He's like, can you stop playing with your balls? Can you stop readjusting your balls? And I was like, that's on a Blu-ray. That's on print. The guy who directed Saw 10, one of the best movies of 2023.
Absolutely.
So anyways, more of that, please. Anyways, Bob Marley, One Love. I think the Bob Marley music is fine. The problem with this movie, it's just a music biopic. It's like the thing, you know.
It feels like they're like, who's a famous musician we can make?
We're running out of guys. We're running out of guys.
Yeah.
We can't make a Prince movie because there's already a Prince movie that people are going to compare us to. There's no way that I don't know. Maybe the Prince Estate is more. Oh, the Prince is still alive. No, he's dead. He's dead. Sorry, my bad. But maybe the Prince, the Prince Estate is like, no, you're not doing that. I don't know.
Yeah. No idea. I'm probably not going to watch it.
I'm also not going to watch this. I'm sorry. It's just like I know.
I'm looking forward to not seeing this trailer.
Me too.
I just don't know anything about Bob Marley. Like, I feel like people our age, Bob Marley is just like internet, old 2009 internet, like stoner.
That's about
music.
right. That's about right.
Bob Marley is a guy who is on posters.
Yes,
Yeah,
100%, 100%.
So I just don't have that kind
That
of
one greatest
connection.
hits vinyl is that's So Godspeed. I hope the Bob Marley estate makes some money out of it. That's all I gotta say. Drive Away Dolls. This is finally coming out in February.
Finally,
Allegedly. According to the website I looked at.
I was really looking forward to this. I was sad they moved it.
Death Stranding's Margaret Qualley.
Death Stranding's own.
Yeah.
Who else? Beanie Feinstein's in it.
In the actress from Blockers and what else?
Yes.
But anyways,
I remember. But this is one of the Coen brothers.
Yes, one of the Coen brothers.
And it's a fun little heist thing where they have some stuff in their rental car and they go on a fun road trip.
And then it was like, we gotta catch those ladies.
Yeah, and it looks fun. It looks like a fun time.
It looks really fun.
Yeah.
I like Margaret Qualley's weird Texan accent.
Also that's interesting.
I like that a lot.
It's relevant to the modern day lesbian.
And that's it. Yeah. That's February. So yeah, after that, next time we record, we probably already either recorded or about to record episode 1 of our best of. So that's something we gotta start prepping. It'll be this. I have a feeling this is gonna be a weird list.
Yeah, absolutely. I was
This is
thinking
a
about it at work today. I was like, I think we're all in different directions.
Yeah, we are.
Completely.
Yeah.
So
I feel very indifferent for a lot of stuff.
That's why I also kind of feel different.
Excellent. Then we'll just do my top 10.
There it is. Top 10. Bam. Anyways, Ryan, where can folks find you?
If you go to letterboxd.com/filmpiece, that is me. I am playing Persona 3 right now, so I probably will not be watching a lot of movies for a while because those games are a billion hours. Yeah. So catch my last review was on Defending Jacob because I watched that recently. My favorite part of that show, an Apple TV Plus original, I told Kerry this. As it is an Apple Plus original, there's a lot of Apple products, and the only person who uses an Android is the pedophile character. So
Jesus Christ!
It's very, very funny that they're like, we can't, and it's so weird because George, if you remember the old Android phones, they had the navigation keys, the physical navigation keys. It was one of those, but they also had the digital navigation keys, on top of that. So it was do they not know how these phones work?
I don't fucking know.
The people at Apple are like, what do they do? I don't know.
They do.
Dumbass shit.
Just give it to the pedophile and it's fine.
So
that made me laugh really, really hard.
Kerry, where can folks find you?
You can find me on letterboxd.com/my first name, Kerry, Karrie.
And you can find me at jcruzalvarez26, where I don't know what I'll be watching other than the movies of February, because again, we don't have a lot of. I think the only homework we'll have is not Oscar homework; it's just probably homework for us, the stuff that we care about that we'll be pushing for. I don't know. I saw a Woody Allen movie the other day, and I gave it 4.5 stars. So
Son of a bitch.
yeah.
This is recording.
Very convenient. You said that at the end of the podcast, so I can't walk out.
So yeah, that's it. Until next time. Fucking, I don't know. Argylle will probably be on Apple TV Plus.
Hey, let's go.
Check it out then. Bye bye.